Mark Halperin has been quietly working on this kind of career rehabilitation campaign, and he's got the help of some media friends to do this. And this is all, of course, if you don't remember, after a major sexual misconduct scandal. So Halperin lost multiple gigs after several women came forward with the allegation that he groped them and made unwanted sexual advances. Here is what his friend and former colleague Mika Brzezinski said about the accusations at that time.
I've spoken to and heard from some of these women. I feel their pain and I understand the difficult position they were in because I've been through enough in this business to know what I hear. We are at a pivotal moment in history where unacceptable harassing behavior towards women will no longer be swept under the rug. And yes, we do remain a nation of laws where everyone is considered innocent until proven guilty, and nothing has been proven or adjudicated here. I'll speak for both Joe and myself here. Our hearts break for Mark and his family because he is our friend. But we fully support NBC's decision here.
And then just a couple months later, here she was evolving a little bit. You could tell she was kind of there in that video, and then she was really there. She like dug deep. Take a look.
Mark Halperin is more than willing to meet with his accusers and apologize with them face to face. I've actually tried to offer him to them. They don't want to talk to him. They don't want to talk to him. There are some hypocrisies here. When things happen and men actually want to validate that truth, that's important that we actually allow that if we want to grow as a society and learn from each other. If we just want to strike people down for political motivation or for anger, we're not going to get anywhere. And I know I just said something incredibly, what's the word, explosive.
Truthful?
But
truthful.
That's a great couple.
Right, you're crazy. Just for a second there, before we move on, it is not important when a man who has been an abuser wants to validate his abuse. It's not important. Nothing about how you feel is important. It's nice to say sorry and never do it again, but you're not the star of this. That's right. Absolutely ridiculous. And I think it's also fine when someone abuses or harasses multiple women to be struck down if that's what the women want. Too often they're not. That was just such a weird, who came up with that? Who approved? What in the world?
It seems like Mika herself possibly came up with that, which makes me think that she's maybe among the worst possible spokespeople and figureheads for any form of feminism or empowerment. She's hawked Know Your Value. She's hosted conferences about women being valuable. The Google Books summary of her book starts with, "It's no secret that women have long been overlooked and undercompensated." Oh, really, Mika? Tell me more about that. Right. I think that you're exactly right, Brooke, about centering a man's and abuser's feelings in a conversation about abuse and how often it happens. And the audacity to suggest that unless you want to sit down and tell your abuser what happened, that you're somehow not a valid victim, or what your experiences weren't valid. It's crazy.
She was in the same breath saying, I acknowledge that these were problems. He acknowledges it, but I'm gonna criticize you for not being willing to talk to him and listen to him and forgive him. He's struggling right now. How dare you?
Yeah.
Yeah. First of all, why are you fighting that hard for Mark Halperin? We've got way better people in the world of political punditry and journalism. It's not like he is we need Mark Halperin's opinions. Right. Never once have I been like, where's Mark Halperin? We need his opinions now. We don't. He's replaceable. Like any one of us in this industry are replaceable. And I think that there are plenty of people who are smart, who have good viewpoints, who have inside information, who don't abuse people.
And I follow a writer on Twitter, and he had pointed out that not only is he replaceable, but he is replaceable 10 times over. With what he was making, you could get 10, 15 great journalists who have good values and won't grope women.
I'll take some of it. I'll even go on Morning Joe, I guess. Right. I'll try to fit in.
I support that.
Yeah, the way that she described the motivations of the people who had accused him, she gave two options that there was theoretically that they're simply expressing the experience that they had. And then she gave two alternatives, that it's a political motive or just anger. And both of those are so incredibly dismissive and condescending. That it's a political motive, that what, they're just trying to take down Mark Halperin specifically? Like that it's not about their career and the threats and all of that and the experience that they went through, but then also that they're just angry. What should they be? What experience should they, or what emotion should they be experiencing if not anger in this experience? Especially when, after all that they've been through, the fact that there's multiple women, that he can count on friends of his like Mika and Joe to come to bat for him, to use their platform. He's taken off, they're not. They still have a massive show with a big audience, and they're going to use that to try to rehabilitate him, both back then in these video clips and then also possibly now, as we're now learning.
Yeah, so let's get to now. So, because he's kind of come out of hiding a little bit. He's back on social media, he's created a new blog, and last month he had a little radio appearance. Take a listen.
You said the first time I've spoken in any format for 17 months, I'd like to take the opportunity to again apologize to the women that I mistreated, who told their stories and who were hurt by me. That I've grown in my understanding of all this. I know I need to continue to grow. I wasn't a perfect person when I made these mistakes. I'm not a perfect person now. I'm happy to be judged by perfect people. I want to be someone who can work. I have, as you said, a 2-year-old son, and I'm trying to figure out if I can do enough work and have enough conversations that people will be comfortable with me being able to work again.
Can we just say, you don't have to be perfect to know not to touch another person's body without consent, like in a sexual way. Like I don't, but that was so condescending, and it's like you haven't learned.
Yeah, this has been a conversation that's come up a lot now, just with the Joe Biden stuff, Joe Biden, Anita Hill stuff, and with a lot of male celebrities who have gotten Me Too'd. When do they get to be forgiven? When do they get to come back? And I've thought about this a lot. I don't think that it's fair to make a blanket statement and say that any man who's ever done anything non-consensual to a woman is banned forever from his chosen profession. I think that there is an opportunity for real social progression if the person that did the bad thing weaves that bad thing into their public presence. Like Louis C.K. is a great example. Like if Louis C.K.'s next half hour was mostly about like how bad a decision it was, what was going through his mind, why he felt like he could act that way, it could be useful to a lot of men. But I don't think Mark Halperin's condescending screed is doing anything to help anybody but Mark Halperin.
I think these people are not in jail. They're not dead. They still have, a lot of them have a lot of money. So just, it's a privilege and a blessing to be able to have these types of opportunities. And so because nobody wants to hire you, there are so many women who have been victims of these type of behaviors and who have gone to HR and been banned. They're still sitting without careers on television. There are so many young people, men and women, who cannot find jobs and sitting at home. And we're debating whether people who have done horrible things should be able to be famous again. And that's weird for me. There are so many people who, the person that didn't touch somebody, I'm cool with them never being on TV again. I don't know, like you didn't go to jail. Consider yourself lucky.
Right, that's an important point. Like Mika's saying like, people are innocent until proven guilty. Yeah, if we're putting them in jail.
Right.
But I can make a decision about whether or not I ever want to watch somebody's face tell me things about politics again based on whether or not I believe that they're a creep. And I believe Mark Halperin is a creep, and I don't believe I care to hear from him again. And I think that another important thing to remember here is that nobody is going to jail. Literally, the court of public opinion is not a legally binding court. It is just me choosing not to read a book or watch a show.
Right. Good luck with your blog.
And I get it. I mean, when he talks about his kid and he wants to, of course you want to work. I'd want to work too. But it's not up to you. You can try to rehabilitate your image, but it's gonna be up to the people. And in each case, we have to evaluate it. In his case, there was things that he did physically, there were threats that were made. That's gonna make people really uncomfortable. And he can try, as you say, with Louis, to try to work it in. From what I've heard of Louis' references to what happened, that's not actually what he's doing.
Not what's happening.
It sounds like he's doing the opposite.
Nah, the other thing.
I was a fan of Louis C.K. for a really long time. I would prefer if he'd gone in the direction that you had advocated for. But yeah, Mark Halperin, I guess you can try. You got powerful friends. I got news for you. If they canceled my show and all of a sudden I was working in an Indian restaurant or something again, Mika Brzezinski's not going to bat for me, and I never touched anybody.
I would.
So thank you. That's very nice of you. Yeah. So I guess we'll see. Would we really be shocked if he had a show at some point
not
again?
at all.
Or is it a correspondence deal, or he gets a book or something? I would not be shocked by that.
Like what you see? Click the subscribe button below, and don't forget to ring the bell to never miss another video from the Young Turks.